Okay, welcome everyone to Mobility Morning. I'm Jules, if we haven't practiced before. And this flow is oriented on a lot of functional movement, and we play a little bit with different poses and don't stay so static like in a usual yoga flow. And I always like to start the practice by just taking a moment in silence to check in with ourselves. So find an easy, comfortable seated position, cross-legged, or the feet next to your hips. Gently close your eyes. Feel how the breath is feeling this morning in your body. Can your breath travel through your whole spine all the way to the crown of your head? Can you feel your lungs expanding, wide open chest? Invite the heart to soften. Maybe invite Ujjayi breathing to create even more focus from inside out. Gently restrict the back of your throat. I believe that the mornings are really magical if we take that moment to listen. When we shift from nighttime into our day. Take 3 more deep breaths here. What can you relax? Shoulders, your face, the eyeballs, even though your eyes are closed. Create space. And then guide the hands together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. Let's open class by chanting one Om together. Exhale all the air out and inhale to begin. Bow your chin to your chest. Invite your intention into this morning, into your heart. Inhale slowly. Open your eyes, stretch your arms over the side. Reach up top. Exhale, place the hands behind. You can bring the hands as close as you like and twist the right shoulder and the left, but also stay soft in your hips. Just wiggle a little bit from side to side. You can have the elbows bent or straight. You can invite rotations. You can invite cat-cow. And sit up straight, bring the hands on the shoulders. Bring the elbows together, roll up through your shoulders. Exhale, round. Inhale, pushes the chest forward, the elbows. Exhale, bring the shoulders down. You can round the back. Go on your own pace. Invite not only the shoulders to open, but also the chest and spine to follow. Use your breath to stay with that movement. And then reverse it. Bring the elbows from the front through the back. Like a wave traveling through your whole body. Very nice. Interlace the hands behind the head. Bring the elbows shoulder width and lean back and roll forward, but gently. We're still in the beginning of the practice to bring the stretch a little more into the thoracic spine. And exhale, release the hands. Roll over into a tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists. Fix the lower back so you can only push the chest through. So only my shoulders move. Just up and down. Like there would be a string attached on your sternum. And then only your lower back moves. Try to bring the pelvis forward and round only the pelvis without the shoulders. See how much range of movement you have. Just 2 or 3 more times. Head neutral, chest neutral. And then integrate the whole spine. Regular cat-cow. Do you just want to go up and down, or do you also want to go sideways? Check out the rib cage. Do you want to wave forward and back? Just explore what feels good. Some people like more slow movement to start their day. So if you're one of them, just take it a little slower. Then find back to your tabletop position. Lift the knees up. Just bring some awareness into the core. Exhale, push your hips back. Inhale, shift forward, knees stay lifted. Push out of your shoulders, belly engaged. Exhale, push yourself back. 2 more times. Inhale, roll forward, knees almost touch the mat. Exhale, back. 1 more time. Exhale, arrive in your down dog. Do you need to pedal out the feet here, or do you just want to find stillness as well? Do you want to bring the hips from side to side to have a side bend stretch here as well? Maybe keep the knees bent and rock the chest a little bit. Everyone has different areas of tension where we need to loosen up a little bit more. For some it's the lower body, for others the upper body. Take a moment to arrive in your still down dog, to just feel it out, feel the connection between the hands and the feet. Let the head and neck rest. Maybe close your eyes to really feel that pose from inside out. Where's your stability? Where's your ground? Then take a walk to the front of the mat. Find a forward fold. Maybe keep the knees bent for this first one. You stay for 2 more long breaths. Shoulders relaxed. Then keep the knees bent as you roll up all the way into a standing position. Bring your feet together in front of the mat, hands in front of your heart. Come back to your intention 1 more time. Connect to it. Inhale, bring the arms up and back. Exhale, fall forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, step the right leg back, low lunge on the right side. Both feet meet in plank. Bring the knees, the chest, the chin down to the mat. Slide forward into your cobra. And exhale, push yourself back into downward facing dog for one deep breath. Lift the right leg up. Step it through in between your hand, low lunge, reach up with the chest. Exhale, bow forward, full Uttanasana. Inhale, arms lift up and back. Exhale, Tadasana. Let's do the other side. Inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring the left leg back. Find your low lunge on this side. Step it all the way back to plank. Knees, chest and chin. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Take one long breath here. Lift the left leg up. Step it through, low lunge. Get low in your hips. Both feet meet in the front of the mat. Inhale, come back. Exhale, Tadasana. We add a little bit more to this. Inhale, bring the arms up. Cactus your arms, really pull the elbows down. Open your chest a little more. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Step the right foot back, lower the hips. And then go a little bit from side to side. You can stay at your fingertips. So the foot stays directly underneath the knees. You can even roll all the way to the outer edge of the mat, depending how much flexibility you have. Place the hands underneath the shoulders, step the left leg back. Bring the knees, the chest, the chin down to the mat. Inhale, slide forward into your cobra, one deep breath. Exhale, pushes you back to downward facing dog. One more breath here. Inhale, take the right foot up. Bring the heel to the glute, open the hip. Exhale, step it outside of your right hand for just a quick lizard. You can rock forward and backward here as well, if the left knee stays lifted. Exhale, step the left foot forward to the outside of the left hand. Come into a squat. Also here you can use the time to just go right and left a little bit. I really like to have softness in the beginning of the practice. Maybe whip up and down. And then place the hands down, bring the feet together, find your forward fold. Inhale, arms up and back. Open the elbows to the side, cactus your arms. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift, step the left foot back. Same idea here. In your low lunge, just go a little bit from side to side. Loosen up the hip, we'll need it later. Place the hands down so you can step back with the right leg. One more time, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, slide forward into your cobra. Exhale, pushes you back. One deep breath. Lift the left leg into the sky. Step it outside of your left hand, lizard on the side. Rock forward and back. It's not about reaching your deepest pose yet, it's just about warming up the joints after sleeping. Push into the hands so you can step the right foot next to the left. Find your full squat Malasana this time. You can gently press the knees and the elbows into each other. Take 2 long breaths here. Make this more an active pose by lifting a little bit instead of just sinking and rounding. It looks good what I see. Bring the left hand down, right hand behind your head. Rotate the right elbow open. Actively rotate the shoulder. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale, externally rotate the shoulder. And release. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Do the other side. Right hand down, left hand behind the head. Look over the left side, left elbow wide open. Exhale, release. Inhale, open. And exhale. Last one. And then arrive in your regular squat. Walk your hands back, find a moment in tabletop, push the hips up. Exhale, walks you back forward, find your squat. Let's do it 2 more times. Walk back, push the hips up, head neutral, and then walk yourself forward. Last one. Arrive back in your squat. Plant the hands down, shift the legs into straight, find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing with Vastasana, arms up. Elbows to the side. Cactus your arms, open your chest. Inhale, bring the arms up. Sit back into your chair. Try the same thing here. Bring the elbows to the side, open your chest. It will be a little bit harder to do the chest opening here. Inhale, bring the arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward, full Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank with both feet. Chaturanga Dandasana if you like, without the help of the knees. Inhale, lift into your upward facing dog. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, open your hip, heel to the glute, really open the right front side of the hip. 1 more breath. Exhale, guide the right foot outside of the right hand. Bring the right arm up. And also try to play here a little bit. How much range of motion do you have? Can you go up, down, sideways? Place the right hand down, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it through into a high lunge. Bring your hands onto your hips and see that your shoulders are in one line with the hips. If that doesn't happen with the straight leg, you have to bend the back leg. Reach tall here. Hold for another breath. And then exhale, bring the back knee down. Bring the hands behind the head, elbows close. Try to reach with the elbows towards the sky. Gentle back bend. Try to avoid the right knee falling out. 1 long breath. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten the right leg. Pull the right toes in. You can just hold with your left hand. If you have a little bit more, you can twist over the right side. You should feel that on the outside of your leg, your right T-bend. Reach forward with your chest. You try not to round the upper spine. Exhale, release, rebend the right leg, plant the hands on the inside of the foot, right leg lift, straighten it back. Bring the chest and the chin down. You can stay with the right leg lifted, or you can try to bring it closer to your head. Inhale. Lift up into your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One long breath. Left foot lifts, open the hip, heel to the glute. One long breath into the front side of the hip. Exhale, one big step to lizard. Left foot outside the left hand, left arm up. If you just want to enjoy the twist, that's also fine. If you want to explore a little bit your range of motion here, try to see how much you've got. And then the left hand comes down, lift the left leg up. Step it through into your high lunge. Take a moment to really activate the right side. Feel the shoulders over the wrists. And then slowly sink the hips down, interlace the hand behind the head, elbows close. Lift from your thoracic spine. Try not to just dump the weight in the lower back. Reach up, 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 and slowly back. It doesn't have to be much. Pull the belly in. Exhale, release, straighten out the front leg. The toes pull towards you. The right hand can come onto the foot if you have the flexibility. Twist slightly over to the left side. And that pull in the toes that you create by holding onto it will straighten the hamstring. One more breath. Exhale, release, rebend the left leg. Find your three-legged plank, left leg left. Chest and chin, maybe that's enough. Or you want to bend the top leg for a second here. And then slide it into upward facing down. Exhale, downward facing down. One more deep breath here. Inhale, step or jump to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come back up into your Utkatasana. Interlace the hands behind the back. We try to do the same rotation that we did in our squat. So look over the right side, right elbow lift. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Try to keep the knees connected. The rotation just coming from your torso. One more time each side, just explore. Find back to your center, arms out wide like a T. One hand goes down, the other one goes up. Elbows stay in one line. Come out to the side and then rotate the other way. 2 or 3 more times on each side. If you have the chance to practice that movement in front of the mirror, that's really helpful. It works on the internal and external rotation for the shoulder that we need for the transition that I'm working towards. Very nice. Interlace the hands behind the back, lift the chest up. Find the length, lower the belly to the thighs. And then find your forward fold. 2 long breaths here. Exhale, release. Find a halfway lift and open your feet into hip width apart. Place the hands in front. You want to take the right foot between the foot and the hand and just lift the hips up. You switch from side to side. You can really push into the back leg and just go from side to side. Lift the top arm over your head if that's comfortable and make sure your shoulder is over your wrist. So both hands underneath the shoulder, right leg steps through, left arm lifts, push the hips up. And the other way. Make as much space as you need to find that opening in your shoulder and your and then find back to your forward fold. Grab the big toes. Find a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, elbows to the side. Enjoy the forward bend. You're welcome to stay here or shift the weight to the left foot and try to hover the right as high as you can. It's a little bit more active. And if you lifted one leg, you always want to make sure you even it out. Try the other side. Exhale, we all arrive in our forward fold for one more deep breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Place the hands down, step or jump back into your plank. Hold your plank. Lift the right leg up. Bend the back knee so the knee and the heel is in one line. Bring the left knee down. Lower the chest, the chin. Try to bring the toes towards the head. Keep looking forward. One long breath. You should feel that in your glutes. Inhale, shift forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Let's try the other side. Shift forward to plank, left leg lifts. Bend the heel on top of the knee. Bring the right knee down. Chest and chin. And see how much you can get the toes to the head without opening the hips. So the knee still wants to point down. Inhale, slide forward into your cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one long breath here. Come back to your plank, lower, slow down to the mat. I'll show you this from the front. Bring the right knee closer towards you. Come onto your forearms. You're welcome to just stay here if that's already enough. Otherwise you can bring the left forearm down in front of you parallel and reach back with the right hand to catch the foot. And you should feel that in your thigh. Try not to roll to one side. Keep the chest nice and open. Very nice. Release the back foot. And take your left hand to your right knee. So you can just roll the right shoulder open. And then let's just do 3 big circles with the shoulders, so the knee wants to stay down. See how far you can go back. The back leg can be straight, of course. And then the last one, just hold it out for a moment to increase the stretch in the front of the chest. And exhale, roll back to center. Let's do the other side. Left knee hikes up towards your elbows. Find your Sphinx pose on your forearms. You can stay here. Take the right arm in front of you. Reach back with the left hand to catch the inside of the foot. That's like a half frog and a half bow. Create space in the front of the chest by gently pushing the foot into your head. Wherever you are, the most important thing is to be able to breathe. If your breath is stuck in a back bend, it can be really painful. Exhale, release. Slide the right hand under, catch your bent knee, and open the left arm. 3 big circles for your left arm. And the last one, hold it out to the side, reach, allow the gravity of your arm, just pull you deeper into the stretch, bring the focus of the breath into the stretch. Exhale, release. Come back onto your belly. Bring the hands next to you. We do like 3 rounds of cobra waves. So you bring the hands underneath the shoulder, you roll up, the head goes last. Exhale, you come down. You can bring the feet as wide as you need to make this comfortable. Try more to lift from your back so my arms never straighten, because that would mean that I just use my arms to push myself into the back bend. So keep it soft. And then the last one, shift yourself into child's pose for a moment. Arms to the front. Take 2 long breaths. From here you can come into a sitting position wherever you can watch me. So what we were working towards is a transition I really like, and Laura is always teaching that in the master class. So we start from down dog and you open into the open hip position. Then you can try to see how slow you can step back into this wild thing that we already did. You can try to just do rotations in your arm here as before, or you can turn the arm around, try to touch the floor, maybe just on the fingertips. If you have the space, you can place the hand down and go all the way into your wheel. So you can step at any point where you feel like my body does not like that. For the way back, we also have to turn the hand we're turning to and rotate around. And come back into your down dog, and then you can try the other side. If this is too much for your shoulder, you could also just do that in like a tabletop with the knees lifted. You step around, you try to just come into kind of a reverse table, and you try to rotate to the other side. This is really nice and helpful for the fluidity in our shoulders. So I'm gonna guide you one more time. Let's come into a down dog, straighten out the right leg into the sky, open the hip. Stay here, keep rotating around your left side and step the right foot to the mat. You're in wild thing. Stay here and rotate the arms, or go all the way into touching the floor or into your wheel pose. And take a breath here. Release the head and neck. To come back from wheel pose, you have to shift your left hand so you can rotate around. Try to keep the hips lifted as you find your downward facing dog. We'll try the exact same thing on the other side. Left leg lifts. Open the hip, heel to the glute. Take your time here. You want to feel stability in your right hand as you move back. It's kind of like a side plank, but with the top leg lifted. Reach up with your left hand. Shift the right halfway. We can land the left, maybe the right. Find your wheel pose one more time. Relax the head and neck. Find your breath. To come around, you have to switch the right hand again. And find all the way back to downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths to neutralize in your downward facing dog. And then bring the knees down. Find one more child's pose here. And learning new movements takes some time to integrate in our body and mind. Give yourself that conscious pause. Inhale, shift back forward into your tabletop position. Lower all the way down onto the mat. Lift your heart and chest, arms alongside of your body with the the thumbs facing up. Try to bend your knees and lift only from your back without holding on to that. Take 2 or 3 long breaths here. And exhale, release, hands next to your hip, shift back into child's pose. Roll up into a sitting position. We're gonna go a little bit more into a dynamic version of that. So you can hold on to the heels, or you can come onto the toes in the first place. Like find your Ustrasana camel pose, hands onto the heel. You can always just have them on the lower back. Then you lean forward, touch your nose to the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, fold back down into child's pose variation. One last time, lift up, open the chest. And exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, come up and back. And sit yourself all the way onto the mat. Swing the legs to the front. Keep your legs together. Bring both arms up. Reach up, pull the belly into the spine. Bring the right arm back and lean to the side so you can really stretch the side body here. If it's too much with the arm lifted, you can bring it to the hip. You can also roll a little bit on your outer glute, the outside that we worked on. Inhale, come back to center, left arm back. Find the same stretch on the left side. You can keep the arm straight or bent. It's actually also quite nice to have a wall to lean onto, so you can bring the rotation more into the hip. Inhale, lift back up. Both arms lift. And then lean forward into your forward fold. Take your time to arrive here. Maybe you need to wiggle a little bit from right to left. Relax the head and neck. Roll back up to sitting. Take your right knee in so you can hook with your right forearm around the right backside of the leg. Try to point the foot up, but you don't want to lose the connection between the belly and the thigh. When you're up, flex the foot, bring it down. Make sure your back is nice and straight. Point it up, maybe it shakes a little bit. Exhale, bring it down. Move in your own pace. Very nice. One more time, keep it up if you can. Embrace the shaking for a moment. Exhale, release. Cross the right foot across the left. Hook it with your left arm, gentle twist over the right side. You can always take the elbow to the outside of the knee if you want to go deeper, or if you have the bind, you're welcome to go there as well. Keep the shoulder rotated open, pull the belly into the spine. Exhale, release back to the front, cross the right knee above the left. As much as that is possible, lean forward. You should feel that on the outer hip as well, on the left side. Nice and long with your breath. right knee behind, so you have a 90-degree angle here. If that's too much for your knee, you can bring the knee just a little bit more forward. Take the left hand on the inside of your left leg, right arm over. Side bend stretch. Inhale, lift up. Bring the right leg back to the front. Find a good sitting position. Bring the left elbow and forearm underneath the left thigh. Reach up tall, point the left foot up, flex it on the top, bring it down. Maybe you have a complete different sensation on this side. And that's pretty normal, as our legs are usually different strength. This is a really good exercise to activate the nerve in the back of the leg, so it should be much easier to stretch our leg, as we also invite the nerve to join the party. Next time you are up, try to hold it up for just a moment, embrace the shaking. Whatever you feel, breathe into it. And exhale, allow it to soften, cross the foot over. Hold with your right hand onto the knee, unravel to the left side, gaze over the left shoulder. If you want to go deeper, use the variation that you want to work on, but where your back is still straight, where your chest can open, your heart can breathe. Try not to compromise that. Exhale, unwind, cross the left knee over the right. Just lean forward, straight forward towards your leg. If you have the flexibility, sure, you can go further down. But reach with your chest. Your back is nice and long. One more breath. And come back up. We go into the side bend, so the left knee bends 90 degrees or less. Right arm on the inside of the right leg, left arm over your head. Use the right arm to rotate your rib cage open, so the right shoulder comes closer to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, come back up. Swing your legs to the front. You can watch me for a second. That's the last fancy transition that we do today. You come with the legs up and you find your halasana, if that's okay for your neck. You rotate to the right side and shoulder, bring the right knee down. So you can rotate over the side into gate pose. The harder way is bringing the right arm down, trying to roll it down. You can always, if that's too much for a transition and you don't want to try, just walk your feet to the right and left side in your halasana. So let's start all together here. Lay on your back, bring your legs up. You're also welcome to stay here. Otherwise, bring the legs overhead. The right arm reaches out. You bend the right leg, roll to the right shoulder, and come up. You can stay here, then bring the right arm underneath, roll onto the right shoulder, left leg guides. Find your halasana on this side. Left arm comes out, left knee bends. You can kind of use the right hand a little bit to come up into your gate pose on this side. And then the left arm goes under, roll onto the left shoulder first, guide with the straight leg to halasana. You can try one more time on your own. And this exercise will be really nice at Shiva's cave, where we have that super soft floor where rolling is even more fun. But you can also massage your shoulders very nice with this one. And then you can just rest in your halasana. If you want to go into a shoulder stand, you can bring the hands to the lower back, straighten the legs up to the sky. Any variation that you like. Try to stay for 5 long breaths. Just turn our world upside down for a moment to drop our mind. The heart is overhead. Exhale, bring the knees to the ears, that man's pose, hands next to you, so you can roll very slowly onto your back. Take the hands behind the thighs, roll up and down your spine for some moments. And come all the way into a sitting position, cross your feet under, come back into your plank. Let's go for another Vinyasa Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the right leg up, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, find your pigeon on the right knee goes outside of the right wrist. Stay onto your fingertips. Also wiggle a little bit from right to left here. Just lift that until you feel that your hips are in one line. You can look back if your back leg is straight. Try to stay for another moment here. And when we are sitting up in our pigeon, the stretch comes more to the left hip flexor than to the right hip. As we transition laying down, you will feel the stretch more in the right outer hip. You can stay on your forearms, you can lay all the way down. If you want to join me for a twist, you can bring the right arm to the front and bring the left arm underneath, left ear to the mat. If you want more, you can even bring the right arm behind the back and half bind around your back. Maybe even catch the big toe. Make a knot with your own body. Wherever you are, fully surrender into that pose. Trust your body to hold you in that space. Three more long breaths here. And you come back to Ujjayi breathing. Follow your inhale and exhale. Unwind the arm. Use it to come up. Come back sitting up. Press into the hands, lift the right leg up. If you want, you can open the hip one more time, maybe make some rotations for the hip. You can also step it all the way back into your flipped dog, wild thing. If you want that transition one more time, you don't have to. Rotate around, back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg. Exhale. Bring the knee to the left wrist. Find your pigeon pose. Take some time to arrive. Wiggle around. Look if the back leg is nice and straight. Can you lift the chest? Can you stay on the fingertips? Maybe even walk the hands towards the hips. Try not to compromise the lower back. If you have props at home that are helpful, please use them. Take another deep breath here, sitting up. Bring the shoulder blades down. Allow your body to sink, your hips to rest. And then we walk out into sleeping pigeon, your variations. Stay on your hands, your forearms. If you want to do the twist, right arm forward, no, left arm forward, right arm underneath, right shoulder rests. Can bring the left arm behind, maybe catch the toe. Fully let go. Give yourself that moment of pause where there's nothing to do except for being and breathing. I feel like the transition that we are going through right now, where everything comes back to kind of a normal state and everyone is rushing to get all the things done. It is much more important to consciously press that pause button, otherwise we overwhelm ourselves so much. Take one more deep breath here. And then unravel slowly from whichever place you rested. Use your arms as a support. Take your left leg up. Do you just want to open the hip and do some rotations? Do you want to flip your dog one more time into wild thing? Exhale, release. Bring the knees down and take the knees wide. You can bring the heels in one line with your knees. If that's too much, you can bring them a little closer for frog pose. You can come onto your forearms and just rock forward and back to relax the inside of the groin, the inner thigh. Also here you can do cat and cow, that's sometimes nice. Even like hip circles, if you can do some booty shaking, that's also very nice. To really engage the glutes and release. I'm a big fan of finding gentle movements in the beginning before I fully allow my body to be in a stretch, because I think that the body just finds its natural shape and where we can comfortably be in. If you have space to rest yourself more down, go ahead and do so. Also here you still want to be able to breathe. We stay for 5 long breaths. Sometimes people tell me they feel too much pressure on the knee. Now that you do that at home, you could just place 2 pillows underneath the knees and take some time there. And our hips and shoulders are directly connected. A lot of times when we feel tension in the shoulders, we also feel it in the hip, but on the opposite side. Come back underneath with your forearms if you're not there yet. Let's try to lift one heel up into a rotation in the thigh and the other one. Just one more time on each side. Then bring the soles of the feet together so you can come back up. Bring the knees together. Bring the knees back to the front. Support yourself with your shoulders. Just want to wipe the legs from right to left. Shake it out. Come all the way laying on your back. Bring the feet together, the knees together. Just let the knees fall to the left side for an easy twist without pulling anything. Keep the arms wide like a T in one line with your shoulders. Let the whole side body just open with your breath. Inhale, brings you back to center. Exhale, unwind to the other side. The knees don't touch the floor, that's fine. Your body knows where it feels good right now. We try not to force it. Bring the legs back to center. Bring both legs up and both arms up. In one line with your shoulders. Let's just all shake it out. Your wrists, your feet, your arms. Go really, really fast. Everything up. And then exhale, release. Pull the knees to the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Take another deep breath. Hold your breath. Squeeze everything that you've got. And exhale, release yourself into your final resting pose. Legs out wide, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Maybe take another deep inhale all the way to the crown of the head. Let the exhale slowly fade out of your body. Allow your being to soften and rest. Take this moment all in. Don't compromise your time here. This is the moment where we energize ourselves, where we fill up our battery. Let that inner peace nourish you. Be here fully. Embrace the beauty that you are in this moment. There's nowhere to rush, nowhere to run. You're enough, just as you are in this moment. Allow yourself space for silence. So you can listen to your own truth that lies within your heart. But the voice of our heart is really gentle and soft. So you have to create space to listen. Pull your focus into your heart space, the center of your chest. Feel that unconditional love traveling throughout your whole body. Feel that warming energy and send it all around you. Take that feeling of unconditional love within into your day. Most of all for yourself, because we tend to be so hard on ourselves. And if we nourish that feeling within, there is no question that you can share it with all those around you. Gently wake up your body from this final resting pose. Create some movement in your fingers and toes. Maybe roll your head from side to side. Take the arms over the side. Give yourself another morning stretch. Like you just get up. Exhale, roll onto your favorite side. Use your arms as a pillow. Fetal position. Send a big smile to yourself for exploring yourself, for exploring your movement, for making it this morning onto your mat. Come all the way back up into a comfortable seated position. Take a moment to observe how your body and mind feels after your practice. Take that feeling with you. Guide your hands together in front of your heart. Come back to your intention for today. Place it into your heart one more time. Let's close practice by chanting Om Shanti 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 together here. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your hands to your third eye center, your seat of intuition, to your lips for always speaking your truth, and back to your heart. Namaste.